Production of the KCAC Golf Tournament is brought to you in part by an underwriting grant from
Welcome to our world, where the golf and the sunsets are unequaled, and the colors and flavors are all Southwest Kansas. Garden City, the world grows here.
From Rural Telephone and Nextech, providing the region with telephone, internet, cable television, and wireless phone solutions, Rural Telephone and Nextech proudly support public broadcasting and all ventures dedicated to improving Kansas communities.
IMA Incorporated, offering risk management and insurance services. IMA is a subsidiary of the IMA Financial Group Incorporated, a diversified financial services company comprised of 3 entities: a retail insurance brokerage, a wholesale insurance brokerage, and a money management firm. IMA Incorporated, sponsoring KCAC Champions of Character Awards program.
Welcome to the 2014 Kansas Collegiate Athletic Conference's Men's Golf Tournament. This year's tournament was held at Buffalo Dunes Golf Course right outside of Garden City. Over 2 days, 39 golfers played 54 holes, with 36 being played on the first day and 18 on the second day. The golfers came from all over the world, however, all studying at Kansas colleges. They began their day on either hole number 1 or hole 10 of Buffalo Dunes' 18-hole par 72 course, contending with over 20 miles per hour of wind. We head out to hole number 1, a 548-yard par 5 hole. Jake Henson of Southwestern College takes his tee shot. Now we head down the hole of his golfing partner of the day, Matt O'Neill of Bethany College. He attempts his 3rd shot as he attempts to chip it on the green. He comes up short, but would get it on the green on the next shot. Henson attempts to putt off the fringe for birdie, but comes up short. So he goes to putt it in for par. He is now sitting even after the first hole. O'Neill looks to 1-putt for par, and he makes it. Let's go over to hole number 10 with A.J. Baumgartner of Sterling and A.J. Govert of Ottawa. Govert with his 3rd shot. Finds the green. Baumgartner putts for double bogey, and he makes it. Govert putting for bogey, leaves it short, and taps it in for double bogey. Going back to hole number 1, where the group of Cody Crabtree, Kyle Carpy, and Danny Crippen are approaching the green. Crabtree finds himself in the rough. He's able to hit it onto the green. Carpy looking to attempt to get his chip shot onto the green now. Bounce and nice roll straight to the hole. Oh, loops out and stops inches away, allowing him to tap it in for par. Crabtree with his attempted birdie, just a little bit off. He will finish the hole with par. Head over to hole number 11, a par 4, as Bethany's Oliver Rubenstein is attempting a long putt for birdie. It's not quite the break in the green he was expecting. Chris Santoya of Bethel College attempts his putt for par and knocks it in. Rubenstein finishes off hole number 11 with a par. We will move up to hole number 12, a par 3. Sterling's Mitch Michalke with his 2nd shot. He knocks it up on the green near the hole. However, he would 2-putt it for double bogey. Kyle Rieger of Bethel College putting off the fringe for birdie. He leaves it short. Making sure he does not step on anyone's line, he knocks it in for par. Going over to hole number 4 as we watch Bethany's Jose Acevedo tee off. Others in the group were fringe Andrew Briggs and Southwestern's Justin Churchill. Up on the green, Acevedo will putt it in for bogey, putting him 2 over on the round. Churchill will tap the ball, and it will gently roll in for par. On the other side of the course, on number 12, Sterling's Corey Reese is on the fringe, putting for a par, and he is able to do it. Bethany's Lewis Blair looking to do the same for par. Oh, leaves it short by an inch. Walks up and knocks it in for bogey. Ottawa's Gabe Vlasic looking to par the hole, and he does so. Going to hole number 5 with the group of Bethany's James Tisdale, Southwestern's Seth Bryan, and Kansas Wesleyan's Joel Weiss. Seth Bryan with his third shot, finding the green. Tisdale with his third shot, finding himself right behind the sand trap, but he is able to knock it onto the green. Back to Bryan as he putts for birdie. He makes it, placing him 2 under par after 5 holes. Tisdale looking to follow Bryan as he putts for birdie. He's able to do it, and now he is even. On hole number 13, a 515-yard par 5 hole, Bethany College's Joseph Laughlin, Ottawa's Hunter Earnhardt, and Bethel's Ethan Rodenberg all sitting on the green at 4. First up, Earnhardt as he is able to putt it in for par. Now he is sitting at +2. Bethel College's Rodenberg goes and sinks his putt. Now it was Bethany's Laughlin turn to not be outdone. Putts it in for his par. All 3 walk away from number 13 with a par. Over on number 5 green, Tyler Clark of Kansas Wesleyan is getting ready for his putt for birdie, and he's able to sink it. Now it is Southwestern's Shane Gilbert's turn as he putts for birdie also. He makes it and walks away from the hole even after 5 holes. Over on 14, Bethany's Jose Lalo Larrera putts for bogey. He makes it, putting him 1 over par so far as he recognizes all of his fans. On 15, Bethel's Jaden Schmidt takes his second shot on a par 4, which puts him on the green. This sets him up to putt for birdie. Sinks it, walks away with a sense of relief as it knocks him down to a 3 over par. On the next hole, he would also birdie it. Over on hole 6, Bethany's Ben Johnson looking at a short putt for birdie. He makes it and he is back even. Walking up a hole to number 7, Friends Creston Trebby looks to putt his in for birdie also. He does, which puts him even also. Jumping over to the 17th hole as Bethel College's Matthew Dewberry tees off, putting it left of the green on this 167-yard par 3. Ottawa University's Michael Sidivate up next on the tee box. Bounces and kicks right. Sidivate, Dewberry, and Sterling's Tanner George all par the 7th hole. Going back to the 7th hole to catch up on Sterling's Baumgartner as he lines up his chip, attempting to get the birdie. Close, but not quite in, setting up a putt for par. Ottawa's Govert with his par putt that makes it in. Back to Baumgartner as he looks to make a par, and he sinks the putt. To the 16th hole as Bethany's Matt O'Neill hits his second shot, landing on the green, setting up a nice location for a birdie putt. He lines up his putt. It is right on, and he gets the birdie. Southwestern's Hanson putting for par, and he sinks it. Going to the 9th hole as Bethany's Oliver Rubenstein and Bethel's Chris Santoya finish up their first round of 18 holes. Santoya with his par putt. Oh, just off the lip of the hole. If the wind would be blowing just a little bit harder, it would probably go in. He finishes with a bogey. Let's head over to the 17th hole as Southwestern's Kyle Carpy is putting for birdie on a par 3. It is the right break, but too much power. He goes to tap it in for par. Kansas Wesleyan's Cody Crabtree with his attempt on a birdie putt. Just the right line for the birdie, placing him 3 over par for 17 holes in the first round. Finishing up his first round of 18 holes was Bethel's Kyle Rieger on number 9 as he puts it in for par and sinks it to finish his first round on a high note. We head back over to the 9th to finish up their first round. Miller taps his putt in for bogey. Perry attempting a par putt to finish off his round. He makes it. That brings an end to everyone's first round of golf. Let's take a look at the leaderboard after 18 holes. Tied for first is James Tisdale and Seth Bryan with 2 over par. In third place is Bethany's Matt O'Neill sitting with 3 over. As we head out for the second round of golf, we take you to hole number 2, a par 4, Southwestern's Justin Churchill in the middle of the fairway with his second shot. Andrew Briggs from Friends University with his third shot, chip all the way across the green. Ding, hitting the flagpole and in for the birdie. He acts like it's another day at the office. Over on number 12's tee box, it was Bethany's Lewis Blair, Sterling's Corey Reese, and Ottawa's Gabe Vlasic. As we take a look at their tee shot, we let you know that Reese and Vlasic both would finish the par 3 hole at par, while Blair would bogey the hole. We head back over to the second hole as we have the leaders from the first round in Bethany's Tisdale and Southwestern's Bryan approaching the green. Tisdale is just short of the green, chips it up, and it goes in for birdie. This sends him into first. Seth Bryan with an attempt for a birdie. He leaves it short. He goes and taps it in for par. Moving up a hole with the same group, Bryan with his second shot. Finds the green, but rolls on to the fringe. Tisdale, though, it would be his third shot before he reached the green with a chip shot. Bryan with a putt off the fringe. He putts to the left, playing the break. Wow, you can just see the break in the green, but it would be too much to make it into the hole. He would go back and knock it in for par, making it look easy. Tisdale answering back with a par putt of his own. We head over to number 12 with Tisdale's partner, Josef Laughlin, as he chips it on the green with his second shot on the par 3 hole. He then goes on to putt the third shot for par, which finds the hole. Jumping to the other side of the course on hole 5, Shane Gilbert of Southwestern College teed off and went on to par the hole with a 5. However, following his tee shot, it was Tyler Clark of Kansas Wesleyan who would birdie the hole. Skylar Miner of Friends University teed off and shot par on the hole. Going back to the 12th hole was Sterling's Leighton Bogle with a shot off the fringe, almost going in, but he would follow it up with a par putt. Bethel's Jaden Schmidt would also earn par on the hole with a 3-foot putt. On hole number 4, Ben Johnson of Bethany College looks to putt it in for par. He does, which keeps him 1 over par for the second round. Clinton Moore with a long putt for par. It just sits on the edge, forcing him to tap it in for bogey. Treby of Friends puts his shot in for par, placing him 2 over on the round. We head out to number 13 as Matthew Dewberry has a long putt for double bogey after some tough luck getting to the green. He puts it in like it's no problem. Not to be outdone, Sterling's Tanner George puts his in for par. Ottawa University's Michael Sivity shakes it off and puts it in for par also. After A.J. Baumgartner and A.J. Govert both received par on hole number 4, they teed off on number 5. As they wrapped up the 5th hole, they would both par the hole. Switching over to 14's green as Southwestern's Jake Henson putts for par. He leaves it short and hoping for a bogey. Before he putts, Bethany's Matt O'Neill attempts his par putt, but is unsuccessful. But it only takes a tap to put it in for bogey. Back to Henson, who is going for bogey. He is able to put it in for a 5. Over on the other side of the course, on hole number 5, it was Bethany's Oliver Rubenstein with his third shot as he chips on. He would not have any problems with the putt as he sinks it for birdie. On the 15th hole, Kansas Wesleyan's Cody Crabtree finds himself with a long putt for par. It's on its way. It's going in? No, short, just short of the hole. He taps it in for bogey. Friends Danny Crippen also putting for bogey. He makes the shot with a score of 5. Going back to the 5th hole, Mitch Chalky of Sterling sets up his putt for birdie. He sinks it. We go over to the 16th hole as Bethany's Greg Miller is approaching the hole. Nice shot that is close to the pin. Up to the green, Tanner Jones from Kansas Wesleyan with the putt for double bogey. Bradley Perry from Friends University with a putt. He makes it for par. Miller is up to finish off the hole with a short birdie putt. He shoots a 4 on the hole, placing him 1 under par on the round with 2 more holes to go. On hole number 7, a par 4, Bethany's Lewis Blair puts his second shot on the green. He then goes for the birdie putt. Oh, loops out and kicks it around 3 feet away from the hole. Sterling's Corey Reese with a 6-foot uphill putt for a par. He nails it for par. Blair pulled himself together and puts it in for par. Also in the group, it was Cave Vlasic of Ottawa, and he puts his putt in the hole for par. On hole number 17, Jose Acevedo from Bethany College chips onto the green on his second shot, landing close to the pin. He's able to go up and knock it in for par. Southwestern's Churchill putts for par also, and he finds the bottom of the cup. Andrew Briggs from Friends University follows behind his group as he putts for par. On hole number 8, Joseph Laughlin gets his putt off for birdie. However, it would not be enough. He goes up to it and puts it in for par. Bethel's Ethan Rodenberg has the same problem as he putts for birdie, and it stops right next to the hole. Ethan walks right up and taps it in for par. Would Hunter Earnhardt have the same problem as he putts for birdie? Yes, he does, and he walks away with a par also. We catch back up with the leaders from the first round on their last hole of the day. James Tisdale comes into the hole 2 under par for the round, while Seth Bryan is sitting 4 under. Bryan with the long putt for birdie, which comes up short. However, he would putt it in for par. Tisdale with the putt for birdie. He sends it a little past the hole, though. He puts it in for par to end the day. Switching back to the 8th green as Jose Lelo Larrea is putting for bogey. He makes it in, placing him 4 over par on the round with 1 hole to go. Jaden Schmidt of Bethel College looking to birdie the hole with his putt, but it is slightly off and he will have to tap it in for par. Leighton Bogle of Sterling with his chance to bogey the hole with his putt, and he does so. We are going back to the 18th green as Southwestern's Shane Gilbert is finishing his round sitting even after birdieing the 17th hole. Now he is looking at putting this shot in for par. It is off, and it seems like he rushed it just a little bit, but he will finish the round 1 over par. Going over to the 9th green as the group of Bethel's Dewberry, Sterling's George, Tanner George putting for par. He makes it and ends his round on a high note. Michael Savide with a long putt for par. He's able to sink it for par. On the 18th hole, the last group comes in for the day. Ben Johnson looking to putt it in for his 5th straight par, and he makes it for the par. Kansas Wesleyan's Clinton Moore putting for bogey on the hole, which he makes to end out the day. We take a look at the leaderboard after 36 holes. In first, 2 under par, it is Southwestern College's Seth Bryan. He birdied 4 holes in the second round. In second place, and even on the day, it is Bethany's James Tisdale. Tisdale's teammate Greg Miller jumps up from being tied in 15th place to 3rd place after beating his previous round by 8 strokes. The biggest jump from first round to the second round comes in a tie for 9th place as Ottawa's Gabe Vlasic comes from being tied in the 23rd position to tied at the 9th seat. He was able to improve his game by 8 strokes in the second round. We will see if anybody moves up or down the leaderboard on the second day of competition as the final 18 holes are coming up right after this.
Production of the KCAC Golf Tournament is brought to you in part by an underwriting grant from
Welcome to our world, where the golf and the sunsets are unequaled, and the colors and flavors are all Southwest Kansas. Garden City, the world grows here.
From Rural Telephone and Nextech, providing the region with telephone, internet, cable television, and wireless phone solutions, Rural Telephone and Nextech proudly support public broadcasting and all ventures dedicated to improving Kansas communities.
IMA Incorporated, offering risk management and insurance services. IMA is a subsidiary of the IMA Financial Group Incorporated, a diversified financial services company comprised of 3 entities: a retail insurance brokerage, a wholesale insurance brokerage, and a money management firm. IMA Incorporated, sponsoring KCAC Champions of Character Awards program.
We welcome you back to the 3rd round of the KCAC Men's Golf Championship. As they head out, we will take you to hole number 2 as the twosome of Mitch Chalky and A.J. Gulvert. Gulvert would go on to birdie the hole. In another twosome over on hole number 11, Matthew Dewberry and Danny Crippen are teeing off. Bethel's Dewberry with a nice tee shot. Switching over to the second green as Bethany's Jose Esvido is putting for birdie. It is a long putt for birdie, but he's able to put it in, sending him 1 under on the day. Also in the group is Sterling's Corey Reese, who puts it in for par, leaving him even after 2 holes. Going over to number 10's green is Bethany's Oliver Rubenstein and Kansas Wesleyan's Tanner Jones were trying strongly to figure out the greens on a dewy morning. Rubenstein ends the hole with a bogey, while Jones ends with a triple bogey. On number 2's green, Kyle Carpy with a nice chip that puts him inches away from the hole. He puts it in for par. Moving up to number 4's tee box, Ben Johnson of Bethany College with his tee shot. He finds the green, which he would then putt it in for a birdie. We go out to 11's fairway where friends Andrew Briggs is hitting his second shot. He finds himself to the right of the green. In his third shot, he finds himself chipping it up on the green and right up to the hole. He walks up to the hole and pulls the flag to tap it in for par. We will run up to the 4th green as Justin Churchill of Southwestern College attempts a putt for bogey. It's a long putt, and he's able to put it in. Ottawa's Austin Blah has set himself up for a 4-foot par putt. He leaves it on the edge and knocks it in for a bogey. You can tell he's not happy. We head over to the 12th hole where Bethel's Kyle Rieger is ready to tee off. So far on the day, he is 2 over par. It's a nice tee shot that kicks right. He would 2-putt it for par. Back on 4, Leighton Bogle's tee shot put him on the green, and now he is putting for a birdie. He's able to make it in, which puts him back even on the day. Heading back over to 12's tee box, Bethany's Jose Lalo Larrea gets his shot off. From the tee box, it appears to be right next to the cup. We move up to the green, and it is farther away than expected. Jose gets his putt off, but cannot get the break just right. Jaden Schmidt has found himself in the sand for the second shot, thus now putting for par. He gets his putt off and in for the 3. Jose will now try his par putt. He has no problems finishing off the hole with par. Coming down number 6, Sterling's Tanner George with his 4th shot. He gets it on the green and runs it up to the hole. On the green, Bethany's Greg Miller with his par putt. He is able to putt it in, and this leaves him 1 over for the day. George now attempting his bogey putt. He's able to make, which also puts him 1 over. On 13's tee box, Bethany's Lewis Blair, who has parred every hole so far today. Next up on the tee box is Kansas Wesleyan's Tyler Clark, who has not had the same luck on the day as he sits 2 over par. That tee shot does not help him out. He is not happy with that shot. Last up out of this group is Bradley Perry from Friends University. He struggled on hole number 12, earning a double bogey. This hole will be better to him as he would finish it out with a birdie. We will catch up with yesterday's leaders, Tisdale and Bryan, on hole number 7, as they are playing with yesterday's comeback kid, Gabe Vlasic, as he went from 23rd to 9th place. Tisdale with a shot that takes him right up to the hole. Vlasic with his 4th shot off the fringe. Seth Bryan now with a very long putt for birdie, leaves it short, but a very nice putt. Vlasic with a putt for bogey, and he finds the cup, putting him 2 over after 7 holes. Bryan with his 1-foot putt for par. Tisdale putts for par. Out on 13's fairway, Bethel's Ethan Roddenberg with his 3rd shot. He finds great placement on the green that allows him to earn par on the hole. Back on 10, A.J. Gobert just putted for par. Now it's Mitch Chalky's turn. He's able to do it. He has a sense of relief. Going out to hole number 9, where Bethany College's Oliver Rubenstein is putting for birdie to end his 3rd round. Not quite. He will have to knock it in for par. Rubenstein ends the 3rd round 4 over par. While he is finishing his round, others still have 8 holes to go as Southwestern's Jake Henson tees off on number 11. He would go on to bogey this 423-yard par 4 hole, along with Bethany's Jose Acevedo and Sterling's Corey Reese. On 13's fairway, Ottawa's Austin Blau with his 2nd shot on the green. This sets up a putt for eagle. No, it rolls on past. He still has a chance at birdie, but he sends it back the other way. Frustrated, he is able to make it for par. He's setting 5 over on the rounds. Back over on 9's green, Joel Weiss from Kansas Wesleyan attempts a putt for birdie. Not quite, but he will make par. Going back to 13, which is a par 5, is Sterling's Leighton Bogle, who's attempting to make it on the green with his 3rd shot. He does so, however, Ottawa's Michael Civette on his 3rd shot is putting for eagle. He is not able to find the bottom of the cup. Leighton, on the other hand, is getting his putt off for birdie. He does not have any problems making his birdie for this hole, and so does Civette. Heading up the course to hole number 15, the Southwestern's Shane Gilbert has put it on the green with his 2nd stroke. Bethany's Greg Miller, though with his 3rd shot, gets it on the green. Back to Gilbert as he putts for his birdie. It is off, but he tries to wave it in. It seems that the ball will not listen to him, so he will have to tap it in for par. Miller now with his short par putt, and he's able to put it in. Following them up a hole to number 16. Miller's tee shot puts him behind a tree. However, he is able to get out from behind with a nice shot advancing forward. Heading up to the green where Gilbert is putting for birdie. Looks like his line is still off from the last hole, forcing him to putt for par. However, Miller would have to putt for bogey, which places him 5 over par on this round. We will go finish off this round with the 2 leaders after the 2 prior rounds, Southwestern College's Seth Bryan and Bethany College's James Tisdale. They are joined by Ottawa University's Gabe Vlasic, who had a very nice comeback from the 1st round to the 2nd. They are on hole number 17, a short uphill par 3. Vlasic with his 2nd shot that almost makes it in. He walks up onto the green and taps it in for par. Tisdale's putt comes up short, thus forcing him to make this shot for par. He's able to sink that putt for par. Bryan's chance for birdie, he comes up just inches short, which he blames his putter. But this time he takes his putter and puts it in for par. He is 6 over par for this round. Following them up to 18 as the Southwestern Kansas winds get stronger. Vlasic sitting in great location on the fairway off his drive. He gets his shot off, bounce on the green, and he stays on the green. The leader, Seth Bryan, finds himself taking his 2nd shot, however, ending up in the sand trap. That would not be the worst of his problems as he hits out of the trap, but it goes all the way over the green. This would leave him trying to figure out his best plan of action. However, I do not think that this was his best plan of action as he barely gets it up near the green while already sitting on a 4. His 5th shot puts him near the hole. Vlasic and Tisdale are both putting for par. Vlasic is able to sink his par putt, ending his round 5 over par. Bryan attempting his 6th shot on the hole with a putt. He makes it in for double bogey. Once Tisdale finishes up, we'll see how the tournament ended up. Tisdale sinks his par putt, bringing to an end the 2014 KCAC Men's Conference Championship Tournament. Let's take a look at the top 10 individuals from the tournament as they receive medals for their achievement. Tied for 10th, it was Bethany College's Jose Acevedo and Ottawa University's Austin Blau, shooting 20 over par for the 54 holes. In a 3-way tie for 7th, it was Michael Civette from Ottawa University, along with Jose Lalo Larea and Lewis Blair, both of Bethany College, with 19 over par. Tied for 5th place, it was Bethany College's Ben Johnson and Ottawa University's Gabe Vlasic, 17 over. 4th place went to Bethany College's Greg Miller, who shot 12 over. With 2 less strokes, it was Shane Gilbert of Southwestern College in 3rd place. 2nd went to James Tisdale of Bethany College, shooting only 9 over par after 54 holes. That only means that Seth Bryan of Southwestern College took 1st place, shooting 6 over par. In team action, it was Bethany College in 1st and advancing to the Nationals. This wraps up this year's men's KCAC Conference Championship Golf Tournament from Buffalo Dunes Golf Course. Until next year, so long from Garden City.